So the other day I did a post about once you cast your dog, you should just try not to overhandle. And a lot of the comments I got were, yeah, I do. I have overhandled due to frustration, stress, wanting the dog to get it right. And I get that, and I understand that. I understand that full well because I've done it myself. And I've tried over the years to relax into it, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have a dog that's so strong-minded that the moment you cast them, you feel disconnected. So the moment they cast out, you go, yep, already lost you. Because the dog has got this massive drive and just wants to get out there. A bit like Neville, who I'm working with at the moment. But the more that you work with your dog, the more that you learn about your dog, the more you input into their training, the more you can start to trust them more. But obviously those early stages when you're first start training your dog, you always want the dog to get it right. You always want the dog to get it right. So we do tend to overhandle. Even at the early stages when I'm doing my beginners, I will teach people to input that whistle, get that whistle right, and get it, and use it, and use it. Use your voice, use your whistle, use as much as you can at the early stages, because you need to get the dog to actually start to listen. But as time goes on, you need to relinquish some of that. You need to start to trust your dog more, that the dog is actually, and believe that your dog is actually going to make the right decision when they're out there. The more you actually start to get your dog to turn and ask questions rather than just get straight out there and hope to hell it finds it, the more you start working with that, the more you can then relinquish the whistle a little bit, start to trust your dog that little bit more. So when I first started with River, it was very much that way. Overhandle. But over the last, probably, because I've only had River now, coming into November, I would have had her 1 year. And she came from not the best start, but she did come from a gun dog breeder, but she wasn't. The only training that he'd actually put into her was the fact that she would stay close and walk with him. He didn't really do a lot of retrieving. She didn't really know what to do when I started retrieving work. She didn't really know what to do, but she got it. And it's over the last probably 6 months, I've started to really trust her when I'm working with her. But it's only over the last 6 months that I've really started to get more trust in her to get it right, to think for herself, learn while she's out there, and start to ask questions and ask for directions if she needs it. But it takes time to do that. Up to that point, yes, you're always worried because the dog's out there, it's running around, and you're blowing the whistle and the dog's not listening, and you end up really in that point of overhandling. So she's in the back of the truck at the moment. I'm going to put this out for her while I just give Neville a quick break. Making her retrieves a little bit more complex now. So it's going right into the brush. It's quite thick in there, so We're not going to send her from like a really long distance. I could if I wanted to, but at the end of the day, if I do too many long retrieves, the short retrieves become slightly disjointed. She she kind of runs over then, and is always looking for that longer retrieve. So I started to do a lot more combination of both long and short retrieves. So I'm going to go from about here. That's probably what from here to there, 40, 50, 60 yards, 70 yards into the brush. Plus it's blind, so it's going to let her settle. Come on in here. I'm going to send her from about here. Let her just do what she's got to do. Obviously it's in there, but I'm gonna try and not use the whistle unless I need it. That's the whole point. Yeah. The whistle is your communication with your dog. I've got it here in my hand, but I'm not going to put it in my mouth. I'm just going to wait. Wait. Get back. I'm going to wait and see what she does. Now she's asking questions. I'm going to leave her be, see if she gets it. See if she's learned. If she's I want to get her to learn to use her nose, not just see a barrier and there, picked it. Some dogs, they see a barrier, they see like the brush as they run up to it, they see that as the barrier. They get to it and they go, no, it can't be in there, so they don't bother going in. What I want her to do, sit up, is learn to, if I'm sending her that way and she can't find it at the front, that means there's something further in. She should learn that actually I'm sending her for something. So there's going to be something in there. If it's not in the front, it's not where she thinks it is. She needs to push herself to get further in, which is what she did. Without my direction, she got in there and she smelt it, and then she humped for it, and then she got it. Without me having to use the whistle. The only time I used my whistle there was when I called her back in. That was really nice. Really nice.